price escalation. We do have laws in certain emergencies to prevent price gouging, but there's wiggle room there for businesses to anticipate and say, well, we're not exactly sure with the cascading tariffs if we're going to see the 10% baseline, if we're going to be subject to the 25% or some exception. So we're just going to add this into the order now. And again, it may not actually be something realized. So as many workers protested during the pandemic, some of those cost recaptures by businesses didn't actually trickle to the employees. There was an expectation that, for example, in restaurants, that consumers would make up the difference with tips. And business owners may have done better than they otherwise would because they anticipated changes that may or may not have fully realized. But I think there will be an immediate impact for certain types of orders and throughout the weeks, depending on, as this is very sort of ad hoc, right? So many of these plans aren't fully fleshed out. There are areas, particularly with Canada and Mexico, where if President Sheinbaum or the new Prime Minister of Canada implement certain border security measures, for example, maybe President Trump will roll back some of these tariffs. Some of these tariffs that we've seen may be negotiated based on other areas. So President Trump is known for using strong language to negotiate other positions in other areas of policy, and this may just be that tool. So again, if you're ordering certain custom faucets today, you're going to see that on your bill. If you're trying to order steel for a long market or certain welding supplies, you're going to see that today as businesses anticipate these tariffs effects. But consumers, the average consumer, is probably going to see it realized over the next couple of weeks. And of course, you're also going to see it as in your 401k tomorrow morning.
And what is supposed to happen there?
In the sense that as shareholder uncertainty fluctuates, of course, markets are looking for continuity, they're looking for stability. Your fund manager is saying, oh, well, we've got mutual funds where we've spread these things out, but businesses, as they pull back from certain mergers that were designed to increase their profitability, as these businesses factor in certain losses, you may see a drop in the value of certain stocks that you've sort of consistently built on, right? And we're very integrated, right, in this international economy. So when we think about tariffs against Taiwan, we may say, oh, there is a trade imbalance. But when we think about Taiwan as producer of 60% of the world's chips, 90% of the world's sort of high-powered semiconductors, there isn't really another market to get it from. So if they impose certain reciprocal or retaliatory, again, depending on how you look at it, tariffs, or restrict trade in that way, that can hurt businesses ranging from tech companies to telecommunications companies. And who doesn't have stock in some of these major businesses, these Fortune 200 companies?